Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, sounding the emergency alarm at a Detroit hospital.
ER doctors are threatening to strike at Ascension St. John over working conditions they say are threatening the lives of patients.
Walking into a shift, it is mid-afternoon, and I see 50 patients in the waiting room. 50.
Patients waiting as long as 17 hours in the emergency room here at Ascension St. John Hospital on Detroit's east side. ER docs and other staff say it's become the norm.
That's a long time to sit. That's a long time to sit in pain. That's a long time to be scared. 17 hours.
Casey Kolb, a physician assistant in the ER, says someone with active appendicitis waited 6 hours, and another with a pulmonary embolism sat for 4 hours before getting back to a doc.
We've had staff get assaulted. Tensions are high. When tensions are high, it's not a healthy work environment for anyone.
Their biggest issue, staffing shortages, from nurses to lab techs to security. By way of their union, they've been trying to sound the alarm to the third-party staffing company the hospital contracts with, but it stalled after 7 months of negotiations. A Sunday night vote from union members could mean they'll be hanging up the lab coats for picket signs on April 18th, a one-day strike.
And nobody went to medical school to be on a picket line.
On the other side of the bargaining table, that third-party contractor called Team Health. They said in a statement, in part, Team Health has provided clinicians with support and resources for over 40 years to deliver high-quality care. They also assure patients will be covered and the ER fully staffed if there is a strike later this month.
We always show up for work. You know, during an active bomb threat a few weeks ago, everybody showed up, even with a dog sniffing around. During the flood, we walked through waist-deep water. During COVID, it was never a question if we were coming in. So for us to get to the point where we're willing to not show up to work, to advocate for ourselves and patients, that's a really big deal.
There are several Ascension St. John hospitals in Metro Detroit. This strike would only apply to the Detroit location for now, and that includes just over 30 employees.
I was looking really cool. I ain't never seen anything like that in my life.
To see the eye of it, and it just blew my mind. And just everybody being here for it was just amazing.
It didn't last long, but for a moment in time, there was complete darkness in the middle of that day in Michigan. Luna Pier in Monroe County was the one place in our state where the eclipse reached totality. Folks in Toledo got to have a longer experience of eclipse totality.
The Weather Boys, Derek Cavra and Alan Longstreet, said, "We are so there." Here's a recap of their experience.
Was it everything we wanted it to be and more? I think the answer to that is unequivocally yes.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You hear so many things about a total solar eclipse if you've never seen one, and you almost feel like the people that are explaining that are maybe talking with a bit of hyperbole.
They're delusional.
Yes.
They're wild. They have no idea of what they speak.
Yeah, no way could it possibly be that good. And then you go and experience one and
Bingo.
Bingo.
About you understand it.
It's
It's your soul and you get it.
It's exactly that. There was a period of time during totality when not only were the sunglasses off, but the eclipse glasses were off, and it was straight up nighttime here.
Retina to the sun.
Yeah.
That's something you can't say except for a few minutes every century.
They tell you things, they being these eclipse chasers, they tell you, oh, you're gonna see these solar flares coming off the sun. You're gonna see these things called Bailey's beads, and you're gonna see all these things, and you go, there's no way we're gonna see all that. Well, today here in Toledo, we did see all of that, and it was an incredible moment. And not only was it incredible to see it, it was incredible to experience with it with 5,000 people. We had 5,000 people here in Toledo, where boy oh boy was it just an incredible experience with a whole group of people. Let me explain real quick. So like, okay, this is a craft that my kindergartner made in school. I feel like it's an incredible thing. So what you guys saw in Detroit, you know, you got the earth, you got the moon, and you got darkness. You guys saw that, you know, just 1%. Can you see the 1%? Yep. But here's what we had. Completely blacked out. Totality. The next time totality will happen in the United States, an incredibly small section will see it in 2044. A lot more people will see it in 2045. We won't have it here back in the Midwest till 2099. So seeing it today, that's why it was so important.
Very important, but I will say the one, I believe in 45 goes right over Disney World.
Disney World.
How many children's parents' dreams will come true that day.
You want to go?
We're going.
I mean, we can keep the shirts.
Kids are going to be old by then. It doesn't matter. This is for us, not them.
We will obviously still fit in these shirts.
For sure.
By 2045.
For sure.
So,
right around the corner.
All right. Well, Disney World it is.
Only like the weather boys can do. Thanks, guys. Good job out there. They were on forever and a day today.
They loved it, though.
And they were pumped up, and so many people were. All right, they're going to Disney World. For what it's worth, Derek says it took them almost 5 hours to drive back to our studio in Southfield from Toledo because of all the solar eclipse traffic.
And thank goodness we had some magical weather for today's big event. Meteorologist Stephanie Mead joins us with a look at the rest of the week.
You know, I think only half of the Weather Boy team made it back. I don't know if Derek is back yet. I haven't seen him come into the weather office. It was a great day, though, for those that traveled even south to Toledo. Pretty ideal weather down there. 75 degrees forecasted high. That's what they hit today. 71 in Detroit, 73 in parts of Lansing. So it was very comfy. It was kind of an ideal day here across the state. Right now we're in the 50s. We're starting to see those numbers come down a little bit. Skies are clear, 53 Lansing. Likewise for us here in Detroit, 56 down near parts of, say, southern Michigan, closer to the Indiana state line. Otherwise, we're dry, we're quiet right now. You notice we have a few showers out near parts of Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin. Now, we could see our next chance of rain possibly heading through the afternoon tomorrow, but I would bank on seeing more dry time than anything else. And our numbers tonight, really not getting too cold. I think we'll see most temperatures hit the upper 40s in terms of our overnight lows. Few clouds around, overall very pleasant heading through the overnight. Rain chances again, mainly during the afternoon tomorrow, and it's going to be very much hit and miss, very isolated through the day on Tuesday. Here's our Fox Futurecast model detailing just that. Clouds will be around, I think, a bit more than compared to what we saw today. Tuesday morning looks okay, and then that isolated shower chance might barely just miss us here. I think areas maybe down near parts of Toledo, Monroe County, maybe even parts of Lenawee County might squeeze out a stray shower chance, but as a whole, we have a lot of dry time, plenty of sunshine through the day tomorrow too. 70 degrees. It's what we're anticipated to hit tomorrow afternoon. Isolated rain chance during the middle part of the day. Otherwise, get out and enjoy the nice warmer weather we have. We do cool down on Wednesday, mid-60s, still very much pleasant, and then upper 50s on Thursday. Next chance for some rain does arrive by the end of the week, and it looks to be a pretty good shot of some rain here across the state, not only Thursday, but potentially into Friday too. Leading edge moves on in as we head into early Thursday morning. Showers will still continue through the day on Thursday into Friday, potentially moving out during the day on Saturday. This weekend as a whole looks great too. Temps will be in the low 60s, if not upper 60s, heading through the day on Sunday and leading into early next week.
Tonight, we're learning more about this fight at Chipotle in Southfield that led to an employee getting shot. According to police, 32-year-old Aaron Brown was upset with the amount of guacamole he was given. After he paid, he said he wanted more. He was denied, and then police say he called the female worker the B word. As her fellow employees tried to calm her down, the front counter was left unattended. That's when police say Brown went behind the counter and filled up a cup of guac. Workers tried to stop him. There was a fight, and then there was a gunshot. The employee was shot in the knee, and we're told Brown calmly took his food and walked out.
The reason that this happened is because of poor decisions, inability to control emotions, and that's what led to the shooting. This happened right across the street from the police station. So what's the nerve of that? And you think you're going to get away with it?
Brown is a licensed CPL holder and does not have a criminal history. He's now facing several charges, including assault with intent to do great bodily harm. He was given a $20,000 bond. The victim is expected to make a full recovery.
Well, the Dearborn Rally making national headlines after the speaker and members of the crowd chanted hateful remarks.
Fox 2's Dave Spencer has more on what was said and the reaction to the inflammatory speech.
A portion of this rally held this past Friday in Dearborn, translated and shared with Fox 2 by a national nonprofit media outlet called Memory.org. Chants that got the attention of the Jewish Community Relations Council.
The rhetoric is frightening, and we know that this is not a majority view of the Arab and Muslim community, but for those who were there, for those who were partaking in the shouting of death to Israel and death to the United States is frightening, to say the least.
a view shared by those of the Muslim faith as well.
It's an awful for somebody living on our soil, breathing our air, to be saying something like that. And the shouting from the crowd, I didn't see the source, but definitely that person does not represent any Muslim in the United States.
The chants were coming from the crowd, but many feel they were incited by the speakers.
So when these fools ask us if Israel has the right to exist, the chant "Death to Israel" has become the most logical chant shouted across the world today.
While this type of speech is generally denounced by many, some feel the fact that it exists can be dangerous.
It puts Jews at risk when it comes down to it. We are a population who have been facing rising rates of anti-Semitism before October 6th, before the October 6th massacre, and it's only been exponentially higher since then.
It should be investigated as a hate speech. Hate speech is very dangerous. That's where trouble and murders start.
So what can be done? Those we spoke with say no matter how you feel on the issue, it's important to let your elected officials know exactly how you feel.
We have our congresspeople to write to, we have our representatives and senators, and however you feel, you should be engaged in the process, writing your congressperson, and really getting your voice heard.
The portion of that speech that was sent to Fox 2 is roughly 2 minutes in length, but the entire speech lasted more than an hour last Friday in Dearborn. Of course, many people from the Muslim and Arab American communities sent us statements condemning that speech. Reporting on The Edge, Dave Spencer.
Another chapter in the Oxford High School shooting case about to come to an end.
James and Jennifer Crumbly are slated to learn their sentence tomorrow. Both parents convicted on 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection to the Oxford High School shooting in 2021. Each of them now facing up to 15 years behind bars. An emotional hearing is expected as family members of the victims are expected to speak before the judge announces the sentences. It's slated to start at 9 a.m. at the Oakland County Courthouse. We'll be streaming the hearing on our website and our app, Fox Local.